Hey guys, how you doing today? Today is Tuesday, May 18th, I believe. Yeah. So I got a few things in store for today. Working on my hobby, 164 custom diecast, trying to make 164 custom diecast making great again. Trying to do my very best on these cars. I've got a handful that I'm working today. I'll show you in this full-length video what I've got going on. We'll be doing some painting. As you can see, I'm doing some sealing, and show you a couple cars that I recently finished decaling. Look pretty good. On this particular Kenseth car, he drove, I believe it was at Richmond. I think it was at Richmond where he drove this, maybe Martinsville. Ronald McDonald House Charities car, and making one here for my collection. As you can see, it's pretty cool. You can see the house there. You can see the Ronald McDonald's hand holding a child's hand, and you just got love going on, because it's going on in here and it's coming out the chimney. Pretty cool. Pretty cool logo design there. And yeah, that word charity is kind of cool. You know, there's multiple Greek words for our English word love, and the translators, when they were looking at translating in the Bible, this word agape, they wanted to use something different than just the word love, so they chose the word charity, and so you see that in the King James versions of the Bible, and that's kind of cool, you know, because that's what it is. It's charity. It's unconditional, and it's even unsolicited. It's just given with no expectation for reciprocation or anything in return. That's the ultimate form of love. And so working this House Charities car, pretty cool. Just thinking about that. I also have this Christopher Bell number 95 Watts Ream car. Christopher Bell drove the 95 last year in the Cup Series, and then the team folded, and he got picked up by Joe Gibbs Racing and is driving the 20 car today, or this year I should say. And he's a pretty good driver. He's already got a win this year, and he is, although of late I don't think he's done that great, but he's definitely showing himself to be an up-and-coming driver, no doubt about it. Taking Eric Jones' seat, who took Matt Kenseth's seat. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, he's pretty good. Put him in good equipment, and he's doing well. So this was a custom request, and I like to make a couple of them at a time usually. So this one will probably be going up on eBay tonight. That's my guess. I am trying to find some time to make some more labels, some labels for the boxes, and so I'm going to see if I can't do that and do a Christopher Bell label for the box, and then we'll list it. We'll see. We'll see what I've got time to do today. Lots going on. Almost forgot my brother's birthday yesterday. That was bad. That would have been bad, but I remembered late at night. And yeah, life gets busy, and sometimes we forget things, and it's good to have a calendar. It's good to have list of important things so we don't forget them. Sometimes life gets busy. So yesterday I completed this Ricky Stenhouse Kroger car. And Mr. GoDaddy had asked for one of these, and I'm real happy with how this turned out. I took a little bit extra time trying to get all of the creases out of these sides here, where this comes over the fender over here, and on the other side too, because it's just really hard decal to work and to get flat over that area. A lot of creases, a lot of ridges to flatten out, and but it worked out pretty good. I say I'm in the pursuit of perfection, and that's what I'm after. And I wouldn't say it's perfect, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm content with it. Okay, there's cars I make that I'm not content with, but this one so far so good. This is my first coat of the sealer on it, and so I just need to continue on with that and do a little touch up here and there. I think the lower valence on this car is white, but I just have to double check the pictures and make sure that I'm following that correctly. So you can see how this side, right here, there's a little ridge right there, but this was a lot of work trying to get that flat. And you can see why I pre-paint. See that white there? That white area right below the window? If I wouldn't have pre-painted this white, it would be this blue. So, something to, just something to consider when you're making your customs, is to line up those decals and see how they lay on the car. If you have to pre-paint anything, you can do that. So this was one I finished decaling yesterday. This is the Bubba Wallace Doordash Vote car. And talk about pre-painting. I pre-painted white down here. As you can see, that lower side skirt is white. And I didn't want it to be red, so I painted that white there. I also painted back here, but I didn't go back far enough right there. So I'll probably touch that up here once I get some coats of sealer on it, and do that. But that way, this is not red down here, because the side skirt I didn't take all the way to the bottom. And so yeah, it's just something you gotta look at when you're doing that, doing these cars. So one thing I didn't pre-paint here, I'll show you in a minute, and I'm debating if I want to get into it, because again, sometimes, what was I looking at? I was doing something yesterday, and the more I was trying to fix something, I was making it worse. But what I was talking about on this car, so you can see how this blue decal lines up here. It doesn't really line up there. See that gap? So I've got to figure out if I want to try to paint that blue, if I have a blue that matches, or if I just want to leave that gap there. It's not a huge gap, but it's big enough for me to notice and not feel 100% comfortable with. My issue is sometimes when like I was saying, sometimes when I try to make something better, look better, I actually make it worse. And that's one thing I don't want to do. So, I also wanted to show you guys, as I get this car done with its first coat of sealer. And this is for you, Mr. MR. This is the first of the 4 that you've asked for in this batch. And got a fuzzy right there. What's going on? You asked for a couple Bubba cars and a couple of Supras. And speaking of Supras, I got to order some Supras. I got to make a Plan B sales purchase. That's usually where I get my cars now, from Plan B sales. If I don't get them off of eBay, if I find like a lot of cars, LOT, people are selling them as a group, as a lot, and so yeah. I wanted to try something with my exhaust, and I decided I wanted to paint the exhaust this anthracite gray metallic I've got. And because I was looking at some of the pictures and I saw it's not completely black, so on this particular 26 Wonder car, I'm going to paint, or you can see I've already painted the exhaust the anthracite gray metallic. And that'll separate it apart from the regular black. Looking at some of the pictures, it doesn't look like it's 100% black. It looks like it's almost like a really dark gray, and I did the same thing on this one. When you paint with just this color over top of the gray, it looks like that, which is, I don't know, it's not that great to me. So I painted over the black, painted it black, and then I painted this over top of it, and you can see it's got more of a metallic finish, and I don't know, to me it looks a little bit better. I'll try that, see if that works. Okay, I wanted to paint this car here. This is the it's a 2018 Stenhouse John Deere car. Drove at the Brickyard, just a regular yellow. And so I'm gonna I prime it with the white, just one coat, and it's because I don't have the paint and primer in one on this yellow that I have. It's just the regular gloss enamel. So I was shaking it up before I started the video. So let's paint that, and then we'll paint some purple on a Laughing Clown car. So see how this goes here. Shook this up a little bit before I started the video. So this is good to go. Painted the primer. It's been a couple days, so I wanted to let that fully dry before I paint this coat on it. And that's probably good. Not sure I'll need a second one. We'll just have to see. Just have to see if that is good enough. All right. Laughing Clown. So I was looking at the pictures of this. So before I get over to painting this, let me show you the pictures real quick that I'm using as my guide. Billy sent these over to me. Said, hey, here's a good guide. So looking at the decals and everything, the roof is pretty clear. Everything in between the lines is purple, because I've got an orange car and I'm going to paint everything else purple. And then looking at the sides, you know, I've got these decals here, so basically this whole side is going to be purple, because I have this purple here and underneath. So basically this whole side's going to be purple. Both sides, right? Nothing on the back. Looks like the spoiler can stay orange, but we'll see. We'll see there. But on the front here, again, everything is purple. Even across the nose of the hood here, right? So the hood coming down here on the side is going to be orange, and then the fenders are purple. But across this nose, everything above the headlights and even this Chevy logo is purple across here. So that's my guide, and we'll see how we can do on doing that. So I've got this purple paint, and I'm going to use some of these little applicators. I've washed my hands before I got this video started, and I'll show you how I do it on this car. My paper plate. Again, I shook this up a little bit before I started the video. Brand new can. So we'll see how this goes here. Wow, that's pretty. It's probably too much, but whatever. Okay, let's go back over here a little bit. Sorry, it's a little bit sideways, but might as well do this bottom purple. Ooh, I can see already I'm probably going to need 2 coats, because this is not very thick. See that? How best to hold this thing. Now, before I put this over top of the orange, I put a coat of clear sealer on it. Okay? But I can already feel it kind of eating through it. So maybe I should have put 2 coats on it as opposed to just the one. I've got to be careful here. Obviously it doesn't look that great because this is just the first coat. Alright, and now get a little bit more down here. Yeah, so what I'm going to need to do, I'll let this dry, and then I'll come back and I'll put a couple coats of sealer on it. because you want that barrier between your coats of paint. And then I'll come back and do another coat of the purple. And then I'll be ready to decal. That's what should happen, if all goes well. I like this, the body of this thing, because it's a very clear distinction on the lines for the hood there. So I kind of let the paint run down into that seam. And it's not 100% perfect there, but it's not bad. And now the headlights were all purple. Problem with painting this whole car is going to be, holding where best to hold it, right? As you go along, you run into, how am I going to hold this thing without touching what you've already painted? But I like that purple. I think this is a pretty good match. You don't have a whole lot of options when you're going with Rust-Oleum, but I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, so this kind of comes almost straight across. So I have to see how I can do this here, but not into the hood pins. Okay, with my second coat, I'll try to make that a little bit better. But that's not too bad for the first pass. This is where, it would be great if the decal set came with, this purple or the orange, right? And then you can, build the car around it. But when the decal set is limited like that, then you're looking at a two-tone paint job. And this is what you get into. It's very difficult. Okay. Might be able to hold this back here, like so. Now go in here, do these wheel wells, bring this around. This has got a lot of paint on it. Okay. Just kind of working my way around. A second coat will also help smooth it out, right? Because it's got different levels of thickness in here. As I kind of spread it around, the paint's getting a little thicker as it's drying on my plate. Multiple coats of sealer will help with the unevenness when it dries and stuff. So that's also what's nice with the sealer. I've had paint imperfections, and when you have the sealer, that can really help mask that type of stuff. Working on some wood flooring up in the living room, dining room area. I was showing my daughter how I had made some mistakes, and how you just try to cover it up, whether with some wood, not wood filler, but I have some wood stain, and I said I kind of do the same thing with my diecast, where you have imperfections, areas that aren't that great, and you try to mask them, cover them up so that they're hidden, you can't see them, and the end product looks pretty good. So, all right, so that is the sides. Let's see if I can get this. Roof done. There's a decal that runs right along these roof lines, so I don't have to be 100% perfect with it. But I'm running out of paint over there. And I can see I'm running out of time on this video, so maybe I can get it done, maybe I won't. Hard to say. But not the cleanest, most, perfect job. But yeah, I am running out of paint. This is definitely a two-coater. No, I'm cutting it too close, guys. I'm not going to be able to finish. I appreciate you watching, though. I hope you guys are having a great day. And God bless you. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.